So where's the car? That means that the car goes gone and comes out here.
I don't know. Okay.
If we don't walk up here, that's for sure. No, his car's down there. Wait, somebody in the car? Well, his car went through that side. I didn't realize you could drive down.
No, but he backed down. I don't know.
Somebody does the other one in case he tries to shut down. He'd be a real coward if he tried to hard.
So I'll keep in touch.
All right. Okay, Rose. Touch, Rose. All right, Rose.
All right.
Anybody go back on any other lead?
Here he comes, everybody! His car here. Oh, man,
Darn it. Goes along, goes along.
Not in the vehicle.
So they were expecting the premier to come out, but he was not in the vehicle. So the crowd is going back around to the front of Global House again.
feeling that wasn't it.
Did he say that? I wasn't my friend. That's why I ain't been on her. Why that is
Minister Kim Wilson was just escorted down the block by a police officer, and she's now crossing Parliament Street and walking down Church Street to wherever her vehicle may be. The 3 police officers that were here, or 2 at least, there were 3 in the car, have just left in an unmarked car. All right, looks like they're getting ready to leave. They're collecting the signs from the protesters. And some people are starting to move down the sidewalk now.
Boy's actually running.
Okay.
So he must have been in your trunk, right? Had to be.
I didn't see him. No, I saw the driver walking around.
Or he went to police station.
No, he must have been another day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi, Eugene.
Here's what he shot.
I'm
sorry.
No
No,
worries.
you're on already. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yeah. If I can get a few words with you. What did you think about what was said at tonight's press conference to start with?
I didn't hear it all, but it was a few comments were shared with me. I find it extremely distasteful. The way the press conferences are managed, it's like they've set up their own arena where they make all the rules and they determine what's important and what's not important. They determine which questions they're willing to answer and which questions they're willing to avoid. So it's not really an honest engagement with the populace. It's really a platform for them to say whatever they want to say. So maybe they should just run it and forget to have the media there to ask questions, because what they've created is an environment that really is not serving the interests of people. If you have press conferences week after week and questions continue to go unanswered, then what is the point of the press conference? They can just talk to the media, just release videos that say what you have to say, but where is the forum that allows people to express their concerns? Where is the forum that allows us to ask questions? You know, that's the thing. And where is the interest in what people really feel. If there's a situation that is like, if you agree with us, fine, and if you don't, it doesn't matter.
Right.
No, we haven't heard anybody use those exact words, but that's the sense that we're getting from every forum. And for the premier to say that he's not listening to the people who are demonstrating outside of the building, and then for him to strategically leave the building without having to face the crowd, it speaks volumes.
Yeah. What was your opinion of him not being able to see him leave the building?
Well, it's cowardly. It's just a cowardly act. Because no one's perfect. We all make mistakes. And when we do make mistakes, then we have to take responsibility for them. Even in our households, in our families, in our work, we all make error. And we have to face the criticism that comes with that. So why we have leaders who only want to get praise from the community and not, like, how do you even grow without criticism?
Right.
How do you understand when you need to make changes and adjustments if you're not even willing to listen to the concern? You don't even necessarily have to agree with everything, but just take the time to understand. And if you're too busy to take the time to do it, it doesn't have to be one person. It could be a number of people, but at the moment, there is no interface with the community. There is no interface with the private sector. There is no interface anywhere where attempts are being made to understand. And that needs to be created. Because what's happened is frustration is increasing, stress is increasing, anxiety is increasing. And what's going to happen is that's going to spill into action. And everybody's not going to end up being respectful.
Right. So
eventually it's going to get to the place where people are going to feel like they're losing control. And we don't need that to happen in our country.
okay, so like when the Cannoneer Watson family came in, they had an act of civil disobedience, and they were very calm.
Exactly.
But you feel like if things continue along that road, then things may not always end up that way.
Because you're going to find people that don't have the self-discipline, right, or the poise, or the calm that maybe Sophia and Michael showed when they came to the airport. And then you have to face that element. It's going to look different. And we don't need to see that in our country. It's not necessary when you have knowledgeable, honest, respectful people approaching you for genuine conversation. If you enter in it at that level, you won't need to get to the people who only come up when they have had enough. That's where the real concern is. If we continue down this road, we're creating environments in our community that are going to have impacts that we just don't want to have to deal with.
Now, we know like several other people are supposed to come through this week through the airport, and the police said they're going to have changed the procedures on how they're going to deal with it, like the situation with the Cannoneer Watson shouldn't have been allowed for them to come out. What do you think's going to happen, or what do you hope will happen over the next couple of days?
Well, literally, the government will feel, or the health department will feel as they were left exposed. Clearly, they were unprepared for what happened the other day. Now they've been warned. And of course, they will try to change the procedures to suit what their agenda is. But that's not going to change the fact that there's resistance. And what happens is, the harder you try to press something down, then the stronger it gets. And eventually it's going to release. And again, it's the same situation. People are going to come through calm, right, and sensible. And if you continue to disrespect those people, what you're going to invite is people, right, who are going to be less respectful when they come through. So again, we have to decide, right, at which point we want to deal with the intervention. If you deal with the intervention with people like Sophia Cannoneer and Michael Watson, you can have real conversation that can actually bring you to real solutions. If you deal with the conversation at the level of people like Antonio Belvedere, who's coming through tomorrow, again, you can get a real understanding of how the community feels. and work with those people to make solutions. Instead, we're taking the road of punishing people and trying to turn them into criminals, when all they're doing is representing the concerns of the community at large. This is the error that we're making. We're looking at it differently. This is not about breaking the law. These are people that are trying to find an effective way to engage in a real conversation about how we can come up with solutions that actually meet the needs of the whole community. We haven't reached that yet. And until we reach that, you're going to continue to get efforts to do that.
Before the end of the week, what would you think would be a low-hanging fruit that government could do to make some progress towards some reconciliation?
Send somebody to Sophia and Michael's house to have a conversation with them, to understand what their real concerns are, and listen and try to find out what suggestions they have to assist. Then take those suggestions back into your meetings and determine what you figure is plausible and try to find a way to implement them into the current array of procedures. And when Antonio Belvedere comes in tomorrow, if anybody wants to pick him up and take him somewhere, pick him up and take him somewhere where you can sit down and have a conversation with him. If you make a criminal of him, all you're going to do is create more Antonio Belvederes, more Sophia Cannoniers, and more Michael Watsons in the community. That's what you're going to do. A wise man told me once that if you're fighting a dragon and you chop off his head and it grows back too, what do you do next? That's what the government needs to think about.
Thank you.
All right, good things.